Hey everyone, Draco Magnius here for another episode of Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward. In the last episode, we learned that Alice seemed to have discovered a bloody handkerchief somewhere around here, which we theorized, well, I personally theorized that she figured out that Dio had murdered the old woman. And Tenmyouji sprayed our wrists with the luminol to figure out if we were the murderer or not. Turns out we weren't. Surprise, surprise. And apparently he made a deal with Zero at some point, but refuses to tell us, because if he tells us, then Zero Jr. would know that we know, and that might put Quark's life in danger, because Zero Jr. would probably tell Zero Sr., and all that complicated mess. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to see what these white doors are all about.
It looks like another warehouse.
I guess there's one on this floor too, then. Makes sense. I guessed as much when I saw the map. What's that over there?
Probably more graffiti.
Yep, probably an anagram too.
There was one on floor A too, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was, but...
Never mind that. There's someone else here.
Okay. Is that
Looks
Dio?
like it. Let's go see what he's up to.
What are you doing here, Dio?
Oh, nothing.
Oh?
I'm just going with the flow, you know? And seeing where life takes me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem to have any interest in searching for Quark.
Why would I? Do we even know he's really missing? Maybe the little shit's just off having nap time somewhere.
I mean, ironically, that's... accurate? He's in the treatment room. I mean, as far as we know, if the plot to this timeline moves relatively similarly to the latter one.
So I figure, let sleeping dogs lie, right? Or kids, in this case, I guess.
I mean, we're gonna need him to go through the doors. You are aware of that, right?
If we wake him up, he might realize he's got enough BP to blow this popsicle stand and ditch us. That happens, it's all over. We'll be stuck in here for the rest of our lives. Which probably won't be that long.
The rest of our lives?
Yeah. Did I stutter? Or did you just forget? Zero Jr. told us, remember?
The number 9 door only opens once. Once that happens, it's all over. It will close for good after 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you could get stuck.
Close for good, huh? I had to admit, I'd kind of forgotten that detail. But if Zero Jr. had been telling the truth, we wouldn't be able to get out until we died. Hell, even that might not be enough. Maybe they just leave our corpses there to rot. My stomach did a little flip.
So? What are you guys here for? Did you bring Phi here so I can kill her?
What?
Oh, really? You already forgotten your little stunt earlier? We're damn lucky Kate chose ally. If he hadn't, you'd be hanging from that crane right now.
No? I mean... she'd still have enough BP.
Sounds like you're getting a little desperate. Word of advice, Dio. That's not a smart attitude to have here. All you'll do is make sure that whoever plays against you in the AB game won't pick ally.
You talk as if I give a fuck. I already know I won't be up against you two.
Why not?
Kay and I are the yellow pair. You guys are the magenta pair, right?
Yep.
Two pairs can't go through the same chromatic door. Simple enough for you.
How do you know our colors?
Kay told me. He was here a while ago. Speaking of which, Tenmyouji and Clover were here too. Guess everybody misses my company. Anyway, that's how I know what everyone's colors are.
Was Kay by himself?
Yeah.
What about Luna?
Luna? Haven't seen her.
Oh no. I see.
Anyway, Kay and I won't be pairing with you two. We'll be taking the blue solo.
That's Alice's bracelet. But how did you know that?
Oh, come on. Really that thick? Look at the doors in front of you. These are the next chromatic doors.
So the next color is white?
Bingo. See that thing next to the door there? Looks familiar, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yes, it does.
I get it. You and Kay are both yellow. You can get yellow by adding red and green together. If you add blue to that,
It becomes white.
Exactly.
You get magenta by adding red and blue together. And then adding green to that gives you white. So that means Phi and I would need to pair with green solo, which is Luna.
right.
That means the other three would be in the same team as before. Hold on a second. That would mean for all 3 rounds of this game in this current plot line, we would have gone with Luna every single time. Well, I, Sigma, would have gone with Luna every single time regardless. Interesting. Tenmyouji, Clover, and Quark. You know that Tenmyouji's a red solo and Clover is a cyan pair, so...
The only one left is the other cyan pair, so we can assume that's what Quark is.
Could there be any other combinations?
No. There's only one option this time.
Yeah, it eventually had to trickle down to this after all.
All we gotta do now is wait for these white doors to open.
Only got 5 minutes left before it's time to meet up with everybody else. We should get back to Floor A.
Sorry, but I'm gonna stay here. Moving around so much is a pain in the ass.
Nobody invited you. Damn! Come on, Phi.
Right. On my way.
Lounge. Huh? Something up? Why'd you just stop?
Well, you see that clock over there? The one that looks like the sun?
Right. Yeah?
It reminded me of something we saw earlier.
What do you mean?
Remember the graffiti on floor B? You remember what it said?
Something about a 9th lion? Memento Mori, right?
Do you know what that means?
Not even a little bit. It's Latin for something like beware of death or remember death. I think it's usually used to mean we're all going to die someday, so don't forget about your own mortality.
What about the other part?
Well, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? If the 9th lion ate the sun. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nonsense, but... Oh, I get it. That's what the clock made you think of, right? The sun in that sentence.
Did you notice anything strange about that graffiti?
Apart from the fact that it made no sense? Not really.
Wrong answer. Maybe you're not the eagle eye I thought you were. I guess I have to do everything. Part of it was spelled wrong.
Oh?
Specifically, they spelled 9th wrong. It should be N-I-N-T-H. But
Right.
the graffiti had N-I-N-E-T-H.
Oh, I didn't notice that E. Oh. Yeah, I guess you're right. You just put an extra E in there?
Exactly.
That's kind of a boneheaded mistake. Or it's an anagram like before. You think it was like a kid who wrote that?
Maybe it wasn't a mistake at all.
I'm not following. Really, Sigma?
Maybe Zero put that E in there on purpose.
But why? It's not like we've already gone over anagrams at the beginning of this game.
Maybe because he didn't have enough letters otherwise.
What?
Anyway, if Zero wrote that graffiti, then it's got to be significant.
Remember death. If the ninth lion ate the sun. Huh.
Shit. Hey. It's already 2 minutes past time. We should get moving.
Right. Huh? Kay and Luna are in here.
Astute observation.
Oh, okay, that's the lever. For a second I thought that was Clover in the corner of the room, but it's just the lever and the sign above it that says locked. Looked like pink hair. What should we do?
What do you mean, what should we do? All we can do is wait. We don't want to end up missing each other by accident.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Guess you've got a point. Hey, where are you going?
Just want to check something really quick.
Check what?
The last time we saw Alice alive, she was right here.
Yeah, she was.
Remember? She was kneeling down, looking at something on the ground.
Yeah. What do you think she was looking at? Huh?
Find something?
Isn't this blood?
Uh-huh. Nice work there, Sigma.
I don't need you to pat me on the back. Makes me feel stupid or something.
The truth hurts.
Sassy bitch, isn't she?
So, blood, huh?
So this is probably where that bloody cloth came from.
Oh my god.
Vi suddenly looked up at the ceiling. I followed her gaze and found myself looking up at the metal crane. It was the kind you might see in a shipyard. The sort that moves along the metal track and has a claw to grab and lift cargo containers. So, what's the deal with the crane? What? Damn. Gone again. Stop running around! Just tell me what you found!
I noticed something.
Oh yeah? And what, pray tell, was that?
The same thing Clover and Alice noticed.
That's... Ugh. Can't you just tell me?
Look at the number 6 AB room.
Okay.
The side that's facing the wall has blood on it.
Right.
What's the first thing you think of when you hear blood?
The first thing I think of when I hear blood is internal organs? Or vampires, I guess? But I don't think either of those have to deal with what you're talking about here. Vampires?
Yeah. This whole thing kind of sucks, right?
Ha ha! Oh, that was a good one.
Come on. This is no time to be screwing around.
Well, I was being honest. That was the second thing I thought of.
I'm talking about this thing. The
Right.
handkerchief Alice had. There's some blood on it that we assume belonged to the old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Consider this for a moment. Let's say this thing was on the floor next to the rightmost AB room.
Okay.
We'll assume that the blood on the side facing the wall came from this handkerchief.
Sure.
Okay, then what?
Alice was looking at the handkerchief.
Right. What do you think was going through her mind?
Why is there a blood-stained handkerchief here? Something along those lines?
And?
Did this belong to the old woman? It must have.
And?
But if it did, then who put it here? Or, wait, maybe someone just dropped it? Or they could have thrown it here.
And?
You want more?
You're almost there.
How long has this handkerchief been here? Something like that?
Yes, exactly. So how long do you think it was here?
Well, I imagine it wasn't here from the start.
Wait. When's the start?
You know, when we started. When you and I escaped from the AB room through the hatch on the roof. The first thing we did after we got out and met everyone, except Clover and Kay, was to go look at the number 9 door. We spent a lot of time examining the AB rooms, too. Yeah, I know we looked at this from this exact angle. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any handkerchiefs there then. There wasn't... Wait!
Huh. Finally figured it out, huh?
I haven't. I'm still at a loss here. Wait, the door wasn't there! Game? Wait a minute. There's a AB room missing. Because it's at the other end now. No way. The AB room moved?
Yeah.
Was it that crane?
Probably. They moved the rightmost one all the way to the left. So, what was in the leftmost AB room?
The old woman. But she wasn't there anymore. The body of the old woman.
And who was trapped in there when the nonary game started?
Well, it would have been the AB room on the right at first, so... Luna. But... Dio confessed to murdering the old woman! I mean, this makes it seem like Luna's the primary suspect for murdering the old woman. But then there's the issue of Dio and Quark being in the same room, not the old woman and... For the third time, Fi walked off without saying anything. My body felt like lead, but I forced myself to follow her. She stopped in front of the graffiti that began 2 milkmen.
What do you think this is?
Blood? Well, I thought it was just paint from the graffiti at the first, but I'm guessing you don't think so. Is that more of the old woman's blood?
Seems like it.
So, Luna would have killed her here, then taken her to the rightmost AB room. After that, she would have moved the room with the body in it, so that no one would suspect her. That would mean the first person to get out was Luna, not Alice. So what about that handkerchief?
This thing? Here, look. You see this line? It's possible that line is from whatever the weapon was, which means this might have been wrapped around whatever was used to kill the old woman. So maybe Luna wrapped the weapon with this handkerchief.
Wait a minute. Dio and Quark and Luna are next to each other. Dio admitted that he murdered the old woman. It's possible, then, that maybe Dio threw it out of his container? Because that would be the only way that the handkerchief could be there, right?
And then threw it between the rightmost room and the one next to it. Then, when the room was moved, it came out.
That means Alice picked up the weapon along with the handkerchief.
Seems pretty likely. This is all just speculation, understand? There are a whole lot of things we still don't know.
Yeah, it's a mystery, alright. And yeah, another thing that just doesn't make sense at all. If it's Luna who in fact murdered the old woman, why would Dio take the fall for that? He doesn't seem like a take the fall kind of guy. For example, why would Luna leave the AB room, murder the old woman, and then carry the body back and hide it in the same room? Guess it's possible she just wanted to hide the body. But we still don't have any idea where she would have wanted to kill her in the first place. It's also worth noting that Zero Jr. seems to have let all this slide. He's supposed to be making sure the game goes according to plan, but so far there have been 2 murders and he hasn't done anything about either of them. Do you think that means Luna is Zero Sr.? Even if she was, though, I'm not sure why she killed the old woman. Another theory we could run off here. Perhaps she didn't kill the old woman. She woke up, the old woman was dead in her container, thinking that people would think that she's the one who in fact committed the murder. She tried to hide that fact. It's possible that she was some kind of intruder who wasn't supposed to be here, but if Luna's Zero Sr., couldn't she have found a better place to hide the body? She'd have access to the entire facility. That's not all either. Let's say Luna moved the AB room to divert suspicion away from herself. If that's the case, why did she leave the handkerchief and the weapon there? She had to have known they'd be discovered after she moved the room. Besides, when and how did she operate the crane? Luna was with us since we first got out of the AB rooms all the way till when we found the old lady's body. You mean me and her went through the magenta door and investigated the lounge. Then we went down to floor B together and came back to the warehouse. By then, the room must have been moved. Of course! Huh, why didn't I see this sooner? Luna has an alibi! She couldn't have moved the AB room! We're her alibi!
Interesting. I have to admit, you've got a point.
Wait, what? Didn't even put up a fight.
You're going to make me repeat myself. I never said Luna was the killer. Still, I have a feeling Alice thought she was, which would mean that Clover probably does too.
Oh, you mean that stuff she said about what she noticed?
Right.
Hey, Fi? I'm starting to get a really bad feeling about this. We were supposed to meet the others 20 minutes ago, but there's no one here.
You're right.
Sigma. Phi.
K.
There you are.
K.
I'm sorry. I have some bad news.
Oh, Jesus.
Luna.
Oh, no.
Luna is dead.